Hey guys, Chairman37 actually bringing another Cookie Clicker update video. This time we've got version 2.018 as you can see down here. No beta this time around, he just kind of dropped this one. It doesn't add a ton of stuff, so I can see why he didn't bother with the beta. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna kind of hop right into it here. Actually, before we go into, because he doesn't actually talk about this, so let me just show this off quick. You'll notice it's kind of hard to see because of the red numbers, but this is 3.04 and this is 3.167. So you'll notice there's a slight buff to it. As far as I can tell, every single building in the game. It's pretty minor, so as you can see over here, each fractal produces 6.34 undecillion. Over here, they only do 6.087 undecillion. And as far as I can check, every single building has had... Oh, Wizard Tower's actually got a slight nerf, which is interesting. Okay, so maybe they haven't all been buffed, but... Oh, wait, no, never mind. No, they are still more over here. Okay, never mind. I just got the sides mixed up. Okay, so yeah, it looks like... Sorry, a little confused there. It looks like every single building was buffed at least slightly. Some of the buffs obviously don't matter at all, but the main important ones are going to be the ones down here. So your CPS is going to be very slightly higher in this version compared to what it was before this version came out, which is always nice. Not to mention you may have immediately noticed one of the main parts of this update, but let's hop into it, because there's actually, as you can see from the list, there's actually a deceptive amount of new, smaller additions to the game. So over 20 new cookies, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26 looks like new cookies, which is quite a lot, actually, especially for one update, especially since every single one of these gives plus 5%. Okay, except that one. This one gives plus 10. These are slightly different, upgrades. I think you get them slightly different ways. But all the rest of these basic ones are plus 5, which is pretty good. That's pretty sizable increase if you pick up all these. 2 new heavenly upgrades, which of course we'll get to in a second. Golden Goose Egg counts as an upgrade for residual luck. I actually almost wonder if that's the thing that's making the difference here, now that I think of it. Because as you can see, if we mouse over this, it actually shows... of course, I closed it, so I actually can't check if this is the case anymore, unfortunately. But this actually could very well be where we're getting the additional boost from. Is I think this increases everything by 10%. So actually, you know what, we can confirm this. This is 6.34 times 0.9. So if we remove that 10%, well, okay, maybe not. Anyway, either way, that's definitely a factor. It's really nice. I've been wondering why that hasn't been the case for a long time, so I'm glad he made that that change. Golden Sugar Lumps, now double cookies. Apparently, I didn't even remember that Golden Sugar Lumps did this, to be honest. I don't think I've ever seen one, to be honest. Let me check. I think it's a shadow achievement to get one, and you can see I don't have it. I'm pretty sure there's an achievement in the game for getting a Gold Sugar Lump, and you'll notice I don't have it. So, I'm pretty sure I actually have not gotten a Gold Sugar Lump before. Whoops. So I wouldn't know what it does, to be honest. Herald's now saved per game, even if you go offline, which is nice. Counteracts the game freezing up. That I think is this new option down here, sleep mode timeout. For slower computers, apparently it seems like a pretty useful thing. Vaulting is now done with shift click, as you can see. Shift click to vault. You can just vault it like that. Before it was control click, which is not the case anymore. Although control click does still increment by 10, shift does it by 100. Tooltips for building CPS. Boost from synergies, hopefully clear. I actually missed this one before. Made tooltips for building CPS boost from synergies. Okay, so let me actually check this out really quick. I don't really notice. Is this wording different? I actually don't remember what the wording was like before, to be honest. Unless they're talking about this text. They actually might be talking about this one. Also boosting some other buildings. Fractal engine plus. Yeah, okay. So it might have actually been talking about the little text here. Which makes sense. So there's just a little right up there. I think it might be different. I honestly didn't remember that being there. I never noticed that. Unless that's... Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it was already there and he just made it clear and I just don't remember. Anyway. Let's see. Fixing exploit with Granblazer's Fever Dream, working across exports and ascensions. Okay, so apparently some sort of, exploitable bug there, probably to get ridiculous amount of cookies, as pretty much every version has at least one way to do that. Some sort of golden cookie reindeer bug. Dragon's Curve Aura now makes them twice as weird. I didn't see the code before, so presumably, because it says it makes it twice as likely to be unusual, I just have to assume that the code was slightly off and it didn't quite work as intended before, but truthfully, I'm not exactly sure. An effect like this is hard to actually notice that it's precisely happening, because it's all just luck-based anyway. Something about the control key. New ad slot at the top right, as you may have noticed. Obviously, I don't mind at all. Anything to help him get by is all good to me. I must have missed one. Hold on. I know I missed something about gardens. Here we go. Can now hide tooltips in the garden by keeping shift pressed to make it easier. So this I quite like, because I actually had this problem quite a lot, where if you mouse over and you're trying to plant stuff, the text boxes just keep, like, appearing. Now, if you hold shift, the text boxes completely go away, so you can just plant to your heart's content, which is very nice. Very nice little quality of life there. Playable in so apparently mobile browsers are now able to play the game a little bit nicer, as well as he's working on the full mobile version, which, if you're wondering, I will be showing that off once that's out. I'll probably get like an Android emulator running and hopefully try and find one that works well, because I've had some problems with that in the past. But yeah, I'll definitely be showing that off, because I assume the interface, at least he's shown some pictures of it. The interface looks very different, looks very nice, really sleek, and I'm pretty excited to give it a try. He said that saves, I think, will be transferable out, potentially, of the mobile version, but not into the mobile version. So you will have to start new from the mobile version, from what he's said, at least, if I'm remembering correctly. But anyway, okay, so there's all that. Now I can very quickly just show off. That one only costs 18. That's super cheap. You'll probably get that upgrade pretty early on in the game. So you can see we got plenty of new cookies here. I was actually going to show these off, but I just actually forgot. Hold on. Sorry, I was actually going to show off the tooltips. I don't know where they appear now. Okay, so I think they're all kind of sequentially here. So we'll just kind of mouse over these very slowly. I think these are all the new ones. These were actually voted on by people on his Patreon. I think if you're the $5 tier or above, you can actually vote for what new cookies get added to the game, which is pretty cool. Nice little extra plus 5 strength, plus 20 magic resist, which is just like a nice little extra bonus from the Patreon stuff, which is pretty cool. I always dig that. I really like the nice biscuits. Let's see, I think okay, so that's it. And then I'll just show off these other ones pretty cool. You see, some of these are actually very expensive. I can't, it's what, 6 here that I actually can't afford yet. That might change. I am actually going to ascend, which honestly, I've been looking for an excuse to ascend for a while now. Hold on, I'm just gonna... Okay, cool. Just getting a little bit extra oomph there. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna burst these guys. Oh. Whoops. Hold shift. Okay. Do that. Okay, that actually lets us afford 2 more. Yes, we can afford both. Cool. I probably won't bother using one of my ascension slots on that. And just to double check, don't think there's any new things here we're gonna be able to pick up. No. Okay. You see, I've actually managed to get up to 500 of everything except fractal engines, which is pretty nice. I just got this like less than a week ago, the 500 chance makers, so that's very fresh. Let me actually see. There's some of the achievements. I'm still missing, what, 14 achievements? So those are for sugar lumps. I'm slowly working my way through the sugar lumps ones. Yeah, fractal engines are the only ones I'm still missing an achievement for, just for owning a bunch of them. Of course, some other more incidental things. But anywho, let's go ahead and ascend now. I always like to just make a backup save. Okay, so we're gonna ascend. I don't quite have enough for both of the last 2 boxes of cookies that I need, but we will be able to afford one, as well as both of the new upgrades here. So these are both branching off the Shimmering Veil, which is a pretty nice upgrade. I dig that quite a lot. This one gives it a 10% chance to not break, which is interesting. This I mostly find useful for if you just accidentally click something, which I do a lot. You have a 10% chance of it not breaking. I don't see this being useful in general. But that being said, obviously I'm going to buy it. But in general, this is kind of a niche use, but it gives plus 10%, which is the more useful, I think, part of it. So go ahead and get that. This is an interesting one. I spent a bit of time trying a save with this. So basically, if you don't buy any of the Heavenly Chip-related upgrades, which, as you guys might know, is kind of the main way that you actually are able to speed through your early game, early ascension, is because of the massive boost that the Heavenly Chips get you. Basically, if you completely ignore them, you have a 5 times more chance to get all of the random drops. Which is, it's really polarized, because that's a really nice benefit, but it's a pretty hefty downside, actually, if you're trying to just kind of get through the early game. I'll kind of show that off as we're ending it off. Obviously, I'm going to pick it up anyway. I think if I were to do this, I actually would want to swap one of these for the cursor upgrade. For a cursor upgrade again. I'm not really sure if I want to go for that yet. But it's something I've considered. So anyway, we can go ahead and get... I remember I found out which of these was better to get. I think it's the box of maybe cookies. I don't actually remember. Well, one of these is slightly better to get than the other one. I'm just going to pick up this one because it doesn't matter that much. Yeah, I think if you were going to go for this and you wanted to make use of this, you'll probably want a high-tier cursor upgrade here because that's just going to help you zoom through the early game a lot more. But I think I'm just going to ignore it. We're going to give it a try here. So the first thing you want to do, if you are going to go for this, just vault this upgrade. This is the upgrade that's going to make it so that you don't get that benefit anymore. Like I said, this is the way when you start actually unlocking the potential behind your prestige. So without getting that, you'll notice things are quite a lot slower than they would be otherwise. It also would help if there were a season going on, because that way you could take advantage of it right away. So if there was if you did this during some sort of event, that would be a really big help. I'm just trying to actually looking through some of these upgrades. So you'll notice things are quite slow. 5 times. That's the thing though, is that most of these ascensions I do end up waiting the longest by far for just waiting for the random drops to appear. So it's a really, it's just a big trade-off if you try to go for this. Because like I said, it does drastically slow things down in the early game. At least, yeah, this is still pretty fast, all things considered. But compared to how quick this could be going, like right now I would have hundreds of like almost every single building if I was just getting the prestige and all that stuff. But because I'm not, it's going a little bit slower here. But anywho, so that's kind of the general trend behind this. Much slower. But if you can power through and get to when you can actually start doing the events, I imagine it would pay off in the long run. At least if you're impatient and you just want to get the stupid random drops that take forever to drop. But anywho, I think that is going to just about do it for this video. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check the description for a link to my Twitch.tv channel, where I generally stream Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. From starting at 6 p.m. EST, going usually until around 9 or 10, depending on the night. This will hopefully be going up Thursday, but I'm not actually sure if I'll be able to manage that. But either way, this Friday, I think I'm probably going to miss streaming if this ends up going up on or before Friday. But also join the Discord. We actually have a channel just for this game. If this is a game that you guys are looking to have a bit of a smaller community to talk to about it, I highly recommend you guys stop by the Discord. I really like keeping in touch with you guys, and it's a good way to keep up to date as far as changes to my live streaming schedule and all that stuff as well. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time for potentially Dungeons beta. I have to imagine that's gonna be coming pretty soon. He's been working on it for a while. So, I imagine sooner or later we're going to be able to finally start trying out the new and improved dungeons. But, yeah, until then, I will see you guys later.